Hi, welcome to Mommas and Mannies. I'm your host, Trina, and this is a short form podcast for mamas that are looking for a quick burst of me time. Before we continue, go ahead and hit that like button, share this with another mama that's looking for some me time tips, and also make sure you hit the subscribe button so you'll know when we come out with a new episode each Monday. As always, we're going to start off this week's episode with a motivational quote. In short and sweet, straight to the point, the quote says, "I am worthy." And I think that one is self-explanatory. I want to make sure that you wake up each morning and before you go to bed and throughout the day, just depending on how your day is going, and you say to yourself, "I am worthy." I think I've done this as a quote in the past. I just want, if I have, that's great. I don't think we say that enough as mamas, as people, just in general. So throughout the day, just repeat to yourself, "I am worthy." And I think this quote actually ties in really well with the topic or the mama time for this week. So remember, I am worthy. But guess what time it is? It's mama time. This week's mama time is going to be something that we don't talk about enough. And I think that is celebrating mom wins. You see like the memes and things like that on Instagram or other social media platforms, Facebook, whatever you may be on. And it may be like mom win, dad win, whatever. But this week, I really just wanted to dive just a little bit deeper into celebrating mom wins. And that could be specifically, we're going to be talking about small victories that happen throughout the day. So biggest, one of the bigger ones that we can celebrate on a daily basis, especially Monday through Friday, is if you have to wake your kids up and get them out the house. If they go to daycare, if they go to big kid school, if they go to, I'm going to use another one, like if they do an extracurricular activity, like you can put this in for Saturday, if they have play any sport, any dance, gymnastics, whatever, if you're going to church, celebrate the win if you actually get out the house in a timely manner. And that means whatever time they're supposed to be at that particular function, or if the family is going, whatever time you are supposed to be at that particular function, celebrate the win if you are not late. That is a small win that makes a big difference. So celebrate that win. And I think a great way to celebrate that win, like if you're taking your kids to school or whatever that may be Monday through Friday, that may be dropping them off, saying goodbye. And then for yourself, if you have extra time before you go to work, or if you're just going right back home, grab a coffee, grab some tea. If you usually make tea or coffee at home, do something a little bit different. This is going to be a celebration that you can do for $5 or $10. Even if you're not going to Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever else you can get coffee from in your local neighborhood. If you're not going there, stop by, stop by like a Quick Trip. I'm trying to think who else has where you can get everything, like Quick Trip, Racetrack. I cannot think of anything else. Oh, you know what? Something else. I just thought about it. How they have the refrigerated drinks like at Walmart, Publix, Target, whatever. Get one of those. That's something that's going to be really quick, inexpensive. You can celebrate that. Now, if it's on the way to church and you guys actually made it out the house on time, maybe you guys can go if you want to grab like a breakfast sandwich or something like that. So just celebrate the small wins, no matter how small or how big they are. I was trying to think of another one. So that is something for a morning time routine. Here's a great one for an afternoon routine. If you are at home with your kids, you could be a stay-at-home mama. It could even be during like Saturday or Sunday. and you have kids that still take a nap, celebrate that small win of your child actually going to their bed and taking a nap with no resistance. That's another great small win I think we don't celebrate enough. So, with that, I'm trying to think of a great way to celebrate that one. You go take a nap. That's actually so if your kid takes a nap, if they do a set time, like an hour, hour and a half, whatever, depending on their age, 2 hour nap if they're really young, go ahead, you take you a nap. Now, if you don't want to take the full 2 hours, that's fine. Block off a little bit of time, set your alarm, go ahead and get up. That way you will still have a little bit of time to yourself before they wake up. If you want to take the whole time that they nap, that's even better. You're well rested. You're waking up with them. Both you and baby, our child is well rested and happy. So that's another great win. Another one for kind of like early evening would be if you had dinner on the table by a certain time. I know I don't have a certain time of when I like to have dinner on the table. I try to start cooking dinner around the same time every day, but it just depends on the meal that we're actually having or how quickly I can get the dinner to the table. If I'm doing something really quick, if it's like a 30, 45-minute meal, that's great. If it's a little bit longer or something that may need additional prep, like more cutting or more cooking time in the oven or on top of the stove, it's going to take me a little bit longer to get it to the dinner table. But one way to think about that, if you're able to cook dinner at home and you have everything prepped and ready. Now, cooking dinner at home could be something as simple as you bought some, I'm trying to think, like tonight we had some coconut shrimp, but it was coconut shrimp I just picked up from BJ's. It was on sale. I picked it up. I put it on the foil and then, okay, technical support isn't listening because he actually cooked dinner tonight. So what he did was he took it straight from the box. It was already prepared. He put it on some foil, put it in the oven, and he basically remixed what I made last night. It was just I made rice with vegetables and shrimp. So what he did, he made a stir fry. He took rice, some mushrooms we had, and the veggies I made last night, put that in the stir fry. And since we then have that many shrimp, the roasted shrimp last night, he opened up the coconut shrimp. So that's something quick. If you also, that's something already basically halfway prepared. You didn't have to make the coconut shrimp. Guess what? It's also dinner. If you ordered pizza, if you got takeout, whatever that may look like, Chick-fil-A, your local favorite Mexican spot, that's Chipotle or whatever. If you still have dinner on that table and nobody's hungry before whatever time you set, like before bedtime, that is excellent. And I think you can celebrate that by, if your kids do homework after dinner, just take some time to yourself and kind of take a few deep breaths, settle down just from the afternoon. Another great win I think we don't celebrate on a daily basis is the win of making sure your kids are in bed at their bedtime. If they have one, I know everybody doesn't set a bedtime. We have a bedtime. I like to get our kids in bed preferably before 7:30. Sometimes we've even gone back to 7 o'clock, but I like to get them in bed by 7:30. That way they are well rested. I have time to myself in the evening to cool. I'm talking about the cool off, to wind down before it's time to get into bed and get ready for the next day. But one thing I like to celebrate is when they get into bed. If your kids don't have a bedtime, I think it's great. I'm not going to force anybody to go put their kids on a bedtime. I know everybody isn't with that. That's not their thing. If they want to have more of a flowing time at their home, I know it may be more stressful to try to do that. But we like a bedtime. I think my kids do better because they know what time they're going to get in bed. And they know Like now, since it's before daylight savings, they know right when it gets dark, they'll be getting into bed. It's a little bit different in the summertime when they have more sunlight. My youngest daughter always says it's still morning time, which is funny. Even if they get in bed at 7 o'clock at night, she always says it's morning time. So it just depends. But what I tell them on the summer and the warmer months, I just let them know your body still needs rest. I want to instill in them it's important to make sure that your body has a time to rest, unwind, making sure that you actually take the time to rest your body. Because if not, kids will just play nonstop. And then, they may be tired. With kids, it takes a lot for them to be tired. But I still want to instill in them that it's okay to rest your mind, your body, and making sure that you are actually rested for the next day and that you're getting good quality sleep. So those are just a few wins, small victories that I think we don't celebrate enough. I gave one for in the morning, one for in the afternoon or around lunchtime, one for in the afternoon, and one for the evening time. Think about that this week or the rest of this month as you're going throughout your day. If you're feeling like, oh man, I can't get anything right. First of all, let's make sure we're putting positivity into our mind. So we want to do that. And then the other thing, we want to just kind of sit and reflect on the small things that we're actually doing. Did you comb your child's hair this morning? I'm just thinking, did you make sure your kids' shoes were tied? I'm trying to think about some stuff that we're actually going through at home. So think about that. Remember, as always, to hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications so you'll know when we come out with a new episode. Share this episode with another mama. Do not hide the podcast for yourself. Make sure you're sharing it. And follow us on Instagram at Mommas and Mannies. That way you'll see our reels, just some recaps. And if I'm doing anything that's related to Mama Time, I like to put up posts or reels so you'll see just some ideas to come up with. Remember that me time is essential and it is never selfish. Have a great week, mama. Stay winning.